To start the wooden flooring installation, you need to inspect carefully for any seepage of water on the floor through walls of tiles and get them fixed. Be it concrete, mosaic, existing wood floor, vitrified or ceramic tiles, etc. These Action Tesa wooden laminate tiles can be easily installed on any surface. To begin with, stack these laminate flooring tiles before installation, as they need some time to adjust to the room's temperature, humidity and environment. Remove any plastic wrapping from the boxes and leave gaps around each box to allow air to freely circulate around them. Acclimate the flooring in the house for 48 to 72 hours before installation. Divide the width of the room with the width of the plank. To know the exact number of planks needed, keep about 5 to 10% extra flooring than the total square feet area of the room for cutting and wastage. Next, you need to clean the subfloor to make sure it's free from any dirt and debris before laying down the wooden flooring. If installing on top of a new concrete floor, wait until the floor is fully cured and dry. 12% is the maximum moisture level for a concrete base floor. Do not install laminate flooring on floors that have a drain. Before the installation, use a leveler to check that the floor is leveled. Pay attention to any incline or decline in the base flooring levels. The difference in the leveling of the floor must be less than 3 mm within a 2-meter length. If the surface level is not uniform, the flooring profile can be damaged. A grinder must be used to level the high base flooring. In case of lower levels, wide gaps or broken base flooring, cement or putty can be used to level it up. Start by laying out the vapor barrier one row at a time from the longest wall of the room. The direction of laying this polythene should be the same as of the wooden flooring. When joining two sheets of barrier together, the joint of the PVC film must be overlapped by at least 50 mm and joined together with the help of an adhesive tape. Using this vapor barrier product helps control water vapor migration through concrete slabs. Around 0.2 mm of a thick polythene layer is required under the wooden flooring. To protect the floor with the corner, to avoid dampness, polythene must be laid next to the wall above 200 mm. These 200 micron thick expanded polyethylene sheets are used to absorb sound from the flooring. Start by laying out the 2000 micron EPE foam sheet one row at a time from the longest wall of the room. EPE sheets are to be joined with the butt joint and are not to be overlapped. These joints can be sealed using an adhesive tape. Now we are ready to install the wooden flooring. Cut out the outer tongue of the first plank. Start installing the planks. Install the first plank with the tongue toward the wall. Install a 10 mm spacer block at every 2 feet, leaving necessary space. For the best appearance, lay planks parallel to the longest wall. Laminated flooring can expand from 0.3 to 0.5% in length and width according to the temperature and humidity. This is where these spacers create an expansion gap so that the floor can breathe. For each plank, match the tongue to the groove and tap it into place using a scrapped piece of flooring to protect the planks. Make sure the pieces fit snugly together and there are no gaps along the length of the planks. When starting a new row, offset it by a minimum of 12 to 18 inches so that the joints at the end of planks are not lined up row to row, which can weaken the flooring and create boring uniform look. The last plank needs to be trimmed to fit the leftover space. To mark the plank to the correct width, place a plank directly over the second last plank and place another plank on top of it. Mark the bottom plank using the edge of the top plank. This will help assess the exact gap between the wall and the second last plank. Rip cut the plank along this line and install it. It is also necessary to maintain a 10 mm gap at all corners and with the walls of the room to avoid swelling of these planks. Lay a piece of flooring flat on the subfloor and up against the door jambs. Use it as a guide to mark the jambs so that the new flooring can slide underneath the jamb. Use a flat saw or a coping saw to cut the jambs parallel to the subfloor. This will give the floor and jamb a nice finished look without having to remove the entire jamb. Install any of these thresholds between the end of the flooring and any open doors where the flooring ends. They come in different styles like skirting, bidding, and profiling. You can use them to accommodate the type and height of the flooring the new laminate floor butts up against. Next is to install the skirting to beautify the wooden flooring further. Use a minimum of 12 mm skirting. Do not cut them from the planks as they are only 8 mm thick. Remove these spacer blocks and install these profile lengths on the walls using nails. Cut the profiles from one end to make them join perfectly in the corners. For the corners where we don't have walls, we use these biddings instead of skirting. So, here's your room with all the new wooden flooring. Action Tesa wooden laminate flooring, beautifying your lives.